After Mr. Rishi Sunak's competitor Penny Mordaunt could not gather the required 100 nominations from her fellow MPs, British politician Rishi Sunak was chosen as the Conservative Party's leader and is taking over as the country's next Prime Minister. In today's video, we'll discuss Britain's next Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, and everything you need to know about him. So stay until the end of the video to learn it all. In a dramatic three-day contest to head the British Conservative Party, Rishi Sunak won on 24th October. This historic victory made him the first person of color to hold the position of Prime Minister in British history. The 42-year-old son of Indian immigrants, who has already experienced ups and downs in his political career, won the race to succeed the short-lived Liz Truss as Prime Minister when his only remaining rival, Penny Mordaunt, withdrew after falling short of receiving the required 100 nomination votes from Conservative lawmakers. After Ms. Truss's failed experiment in trickle-down economics, which shook financial markets and severely tarnished Britain's fiscal standing, Mr. Sunak, a former Chancellor of the Exchequer, is anticipated to lead Britain back to more mainstream ideas. He will also probably provide a sharp contrast to Boris Johnson, his former employer, and Ms. Truss's discredited predecessor, who was known for his flamboyant appearance and unpredictable demeanor. But Mr. Sunak will have to deal with the worst economic crisis to hit Britain in a generation, while leading a seriously fractious Conservative Party. At least on par with Mr. Sunak's abilities to navigate the leadership race, the political ability will be required to reconcile the party's divisions and guide the country through the following month's economic difficulties. Mr. Sunak, who had challenged Ms. Truss last summer but lost to her in a vote of the party's rank-and-file members, was given the opportunity due to Mr. Johnson's decision to withdraw from the race. This time, Mr. Sunak was the sole candidate still alive. Therefore, the members did not need to vote again for him. It was an unexpected turn of events for Mr. Sunak, whose abrupt resignation from Mr. Johnson's cabinet in July last year was the catalyst for Mr. Johnson's collapse and the tumult that resulted in Ms. Truss's short, disastrous tenure. It appeared as though Mr. Sunak's meteoric rise had also crashed after he lost the leadership competition to her. He will now become the third Prime Minister of Britain in 7 weeks, the youngest in 200 years, and the first member of the Hindu faith to hold the position of highest elected office. Mr. Sunak, a former investment banker whose wife is the daughter of a millionaire in Indian technology, will be one of the wealthiest individuals ever to occupy number 10 Downing Street, which could be a weakness when Britons are struggling to pay skyrocketing gas prices. This year, the Times of London assessed the couple's net worth to be over $800 million, ranking them among the 250 richest individuals or families in the United Kingdom. Although Mr. Sunak's victory broke another barrier in British politics and placed him in the same category as Margaret Thatcher, the country's first female prime minister, and Benjamin Disraeli, the country's only prime minister of Jewish descent, it also brought him to power at a particularly challenging time. Without a doubt, we confront significant economic issues, Mr. Sunak stated in his brief but stiff post-victory statements. We now need stability and togetherness, and I will make uniting my party and nation my top priority. With the economy and a slump in energy costs skyrocketing, Britain is also suffering from self-inflicted wounds from Ms. Truss's free market program, which included massive unfunded tax cuts that alarmed the markets, devalued the pound, and sparked a legislative uprising. The extraordinary circumstances of Mr. Sunak's ascent emphasized the challenges he would encounter in bringing the party together. According to polls, Ms. Mordaunt would have had a good chance of defeating him with MPs, as Ms. Truss did if she had managed to assemble the required 100 votes for legislators. Her unsuccessful challenge and Mr. Johnson's unsuccessful run exposed a party still revving by factions. The Tory standing is in ruins due to the repeated scandals that marred Mr. Johnson's administration, followed by Ms. Truss's economic failure. Some members still see Mr. Sunak as Mr. Johnson's political killer. In some polls, the party is now behind the opposition Labour Party by more than 30 percentage points. Keir Starmer, the leader of Labour, has called for a general election. And those cries may intensify as the new Prime Minister imposes a cost-cutting economic plan in the middle of a crisis in the standard of living. However, political experts claim that the party's quick resolution of the leadership contest, which avoided a vote by the members, indicated that, for the time being, the squabbling Tory factions were committed to supporting Mr. Sunak. In her resignation announcement, Ms. Mordaunt urged voters to support her opponent. Even forces that do not support Sunak will give them a fair wind after the pain of the previous 4 to 5 months, according to Tony Travers, a professor of politics at the London School of Economics. They must choose between fighting among themselves while out of the office and running for another election. Following the announcement of Mr. Sunak's triumph, the value of British assets and the pound rose, fueling optimism that his fiscal responsibility and a more technocratic approach to governance would calm markets after the turmoil Liz Truss had caused. Mr. Sunak cautioned voters as a candidate that her proposal to cut taxes at a time of double-digit inflation would be unstable. He advocated maintaining the corporation tax increase and delaying the income tax cut. Mr. Sunak had advocated for a chancellor. At a July discussion, he declared, "Borrowing your way out of inflation isn't a plan, it's a fairy tale." During the shorter race, Mr. Sunak hardly spoke about his plans, but it is anticipated that he will stick to the platform he outlined during the campaign last summer, which focused on the necessity of decreasing inflation before lowering taxes. Ms. Truss' actions caused Britain's borrowing to increase, so he may be required to make larger spending cuts than he initially anticipated. Some observers predict that Jeremy Hunt, the Chancellor Ms. Truss hired after being forced to fire her original choice. Kwasi Kwarteng, the brains behind the market-destabilizing tax cuts, will remain in his position. Mr. Hunt, who supported Mr. Sunak's views, effectively repealed all of Ms. Truss' tax cuts. According to Professor Travers, the pressure is on him to lead the most stable, accountable, and effective administration that is humanly possible. A significant check on this government will come from how the financial markets react. The person selected to take on all these obstacles was born in Southampton, England, to East African immigrants from India. His mother was a pharmacist, while his father was a general practitioner. They set aside money to send him to Oxford University, where he studied philosophy, politics, and economics, followed by Winchester College, one of Britain's most intellectually demanding high schools. From there, Mr. Sunak worked for Goldman Sachs and a hedge fund before enrolling in Stanford University's MBA program, where he eventually married Akshata Murthy. Her father is Infosys founder Narayana Murthy, whose net worth is estimated by Forbes magazine to be $4.5 billion. Mr. Sunak joined Parliament in 2015 and quickly rose to become Chancellor in 2020. During this time, he gained popularity by allocating billions of pounds to help those who lost employment due to the coronavirus outbreak. But news that Ms. Murthy had a special tax status that allowed her to avoid paying millions of dollars in British taxes on some of her income nearly ended his career. He also revealed that he held a U.S. green card, which would have allowed him to live there permanently. While Ms. Murthy rectified her tax status and Mr. Sunak renounced his green card, the harm had already been done. Despite coming out of the incident alive, it left him vulnerable at a time when millions of Britons were experiencing economic difficulties. He is frequently criticized for being a jet-setter and disconnected from the life of regular people. The fact that he and Ms. Murthy own pricey homes in Santa Monica, California, his parliamentary area in Yorkshire, and London does not help. Or that he uses a $200 smart mug that maintains coffee at a specific temperature, exercises on a Peloton exercise bike, and has been seen wearing $500 Prada suede loafers. People in London reacted tentatively, perhaps indicating fatigue from months of political unrest in Britain. Hazel Wallace, aged 26, who works in an ice cream shop and believes that the expense of living is the largest problem, stated they need someone regular in control. Someone who knows what it's like down here, rather than staring down from the 26th floor. With everything rising, it's survival of the fittest right now. However, David Smith, a 69-year-old retired painter and decorator, said he was pleased that Mr. Sunak had taken Miss Truss' place while enjoying a pint in Leeburn's Bishop Blaise pub. Mr. Smith stated that Mr. Sunak would perform a terrific job, adding that Mr. Sunak had warned the party that things wouldn't be right with her. With that, we've come to an end. See you next time. Goodbye.